UN Secretary General called on warring parties throughout the world to silence their guns. Syria has faced 9 years of a devastating civil war. Now UN envoy Geir Pedersen warns that Syrians are, quote, acutely vulnerable to COVID-19.
Healthcare facilities have been destroyed or are degraded. There is a shortage of key medical equipment and health professionals.
In his video statement, he's calling for a nationwide period of calm and for large-scale releases of detainees and abductees. The UN is appealing for $2 billion in humanitarian assistance to help countries cope with COVID-19, and the UN Secretary General is calling for ceasefires around the globe. Michelle Kellerman, NPR News, the State Department. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up more than 1,600 points, or 8.7% at 20,225. This is NPR News.
Live from KQED News, I'm Brian Watt. A new rapid coronavirus testing facility at a Hayward fire station got up and running yesterday. Anyone can go for screening, but it's focused on first responders, healthcare workers, and members of the public who have symptoms of COVID-19. More from KQED's Sarah Hosseini.
By midday, Hayward Fire Chief Garrett Contreras said Fire Station Number 7 had already screened about 500 people from across the Bay Area. About 40 of those met the criteria to get an actual test. Contreras hand-delivered the first batch of lab specimens to Avellino Lab USA in Menlo Park, which is partnering with the city to analyze up to 370 tests a day for the next month. He said the process is going remarkably well, with walk-ups dwindling and others waiting in their cars.
The way I'm looking at the line right now, maybe multiple sites aren't necessary, and just staffing is the most appropriate. But I think tomorrow we'll see if people are trying to travel further distances.
Contreras said Fremont fire personnel are assisting efforts. I'm Sarah Hosseini, KQED News.
The San Francisco Department of Public Health is chipping away at its goal of hiring around 220 new nurses to accommodate an expected surge in COVID-19 patients. At a hiring fair this weekend, the department added 54 new nurses to the roster. The next hiring fair is on Wednesday. For more on coronavirus in the Bay Area, go to kqed.org. Thanks for listening. I'm Brian Watt. And support for NPR this morning comes from Marcus by Goldman Sachs, committed to helping make money work hard. Online savings account and more products at Marcus.com. You can money. And the listeners and members of KQED. Weather-wise today, some showers, a good chance off and on throughout the day, then diminishing later tonight, and then late night, a chance of showers returns. In the meantime, in the Bay Area today, highs in the mid to upper 50s. Partly cloudy tonight with that chance of showers late evening. And looking ahead to Wednesday and Thursday, partly sunny skies with a chance of showers the next couple of days. Highs again in the mid to upper 50s. National Weather Service says Friday, look for more sunshine, especially in the morning, then partly sunny and cool skies starting Friday into the weekend.
Welcome to Forum. I'm Nina Kim, sitting in today for Michael Krasny. We're looking for the helpers, as Mr. Rogers urged us to when things got scary. And in this coronavirus pandemic, people in the Bay Area need help. Some need help picking up groceries or other supplies. Some need financial support to make rent or mortgage payments, while others just need conversation to ease the loneliness that can come with social distancing. Luckily, there are people here who want to help and are in a position to help, or are finding creative ways to help while honoring social distancing. And if that's you, tell us what you're doing and how others can join you. Give us a call at 866-733-6786, or tell us on Twitter, Facebook at KQED Forum, or email us at forum@kqed.org. Joining us is Josh Friday. He's Chief Service Officer of California Volunteers in the Office of the Governor. Thanks for joining us, Josh Friday.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And your organization leads service, volunteer, and civic engagement efforts throughout California. Tell us why service is so important at this time. I mean, it's not just a benefit to others, but to ourselves, right?
That's absolutely right. Service and volunteerism, especially at this time, is more important than ever. We are, as a state, facing a crisis that not only affects everyone, but every California can actually be part of the solution in helping our state get through this and then helping all of us get through this, really. And it starts with following the health guidelines that is put out by the California Department of Public Health. But I think we really believe, and the governor really believes, that it's going to take everyone to meet this moment, and we all need to help each other get through this by volunteering, by being kind, by being connected emotionally with our neighbors. And so we're calling on everyone that is healthy and able to volunteer, to reach out via text or phone calls or emails to friends, and really make this a time for us to come together.
So what are some of the specific ways that you're recommending people serve?
So first and foremost, we would encourage everyone to go to a website that was created by California volunteers, serve.ca.gov, which gives a list of a variety of different ways that people can safely make an impact today, especially in this crisis. So some of the things that we're seeing are needed and impactful are delivering meals, especially to those who are most isolated and vulnerable. We also are encouraging people to make donations to shelters and to food banks with either monetary donations or otherwise. Volunteering at a food bank is incredibly important. We've seen a dramatic decrease in volunteers that are necessary to sustain food banks, which are seeing increasing needs, especially in this economic environment. And so we're encouraging people to go to food banks and volunteer. I'm going to be at the Sacramento Food Bank this afternoon myself, volunteering. People can also donate blood. The Red Cross is seeing a huge decrease in the amount of blood that they need at their blood centers to be donated. And then lastly, I think, and potentially most importantly, is neighbors really are going to be on the front lines of this crisis. And so the governor has called on every Californian that's able, in a neighbor-to-neighbor campaign we launched last week, to check on your neighbors, to text them, to call them, to reach out and make sure that they're okay. We received a message this morning from her husband.